YouTube, I am back with another video. Now the goal of my YouTube channel is to really provide some tips, tricks, advice, my thoughts on marketing and branding and copywriting for e-commerce sellers. And I know there are lots of channels where people end up kind of just giving tips to other copywriters, so that's not my goal here. So today's video is actually about UGC content and influence marketing, and because it's something I see that my clients have been struggling with. So I wanted to make a video about it, even though I wouldn't say it's my necessarily area of expertise, but I have done a lot of research on it and I have spoken to some experts who have given me some good advice in terms of what works, doesn't work. I have seen what has worked for some of my clients as well. And so yeah, so let's jump right in. Okay, so why is UGC content and influence marketing so effective? Or maybe you think it's not effective because you've tried it and you've wasted a lot of money and you haven't seen the results. So we're going to talk about why that may have happened to you and what does work. So what really works with influence marketing and user-generated content, is the fact that it connects with your customers because it's very, very authentic, as opposed to direct advertising from a brand where they're just pushing their own products and telling you how amazing they are. You have real-life people who are telling you that they think that this product is great and they've been using it themselves in their day-to-day life, blah, blah, blah. So I could say something like, I absolutely love this pillow. Oh my gosh, it's so squishy and soft. And yeah, you should get it from, I got it from the dollar store. So yeah, obviously this was just an example, but it's just much more authentic. Right, here we go, put it back there. And 90% of consumers, I didn't make up this statistic, this is real stuff, say that authenticity is important when deciding which brands they like and support. And we can actually see how a lack of authenticity can really backfire on brands when they do something that doesn't align with their audience, as we've seen recently with some brands such as Bud Light and Nike, who have upset some people. Anyway, so what is user-generated content? So what are the benefits of it? Is instant trust, authentic marketing, and it shows that you value your customers because you're looking to get feedback from them. You're looking to get real life photos, reviews, testimonials from the people who have bought from you. So what's happened over the years is that the meaning of UGC has actually changed. What it used to mean was that brands would incentivize their customers to use sort of a hashtag, or like I said, send them pictures of themselves. But nowadays, things are a little different. But these are some UGC strategies I'm actually going to give you now that you can use in your brand if you want to go this route. It's definitely more of a long-term strategy versus like getting quick fixes and quick content from your customer base, from your audience. So because when you want to get real stuff from your audience, it does take some time for people to respond, people to actually take the photo of the product, to actually film themselves using it, to actually use your hashtag, unless there is some sort of contest that you're running. So here's some UGC strategies that you can use if you are looking for more of a long-term, authentic game. So one is dedicate an insert to getting people, like let's say you sell a product, it arrives in their house, so have an insert in the package with a QR code or some sort of like a hashtag that people can use on social media when they're using your product, and then maybe you can even reward them for using that or feature them on your social media. Have a web page on your website asking people to submit their photos of themselves using your product, or I think that's a great idea. And you can run a contest or a challenge. There are lots of brands that do this. One of them is called, I think they're called Buffy, and they had a 7-day sleep naked challenge, and that really got a lot of buzz on social media. So there are definitely creative ways that you can get people really motivated to start sharing stuff that is from your brand on their socials. Running a campaign where you basically are just directly rewarding people for posting pictures or videos or writing reviews on your website after using your brand. So those are some strategies that you can use to get more actual, authentic, user-generated content. Now, let's just talk a bit about what the new meaning of UGC is. It's actually when brands are paying professional creators to make videos for them and post them, and then they use those videos in adverts. And so when you get an advert from the brand, it just looks really like raw, organic, authentic. It doesn't look like an advert because the way that these creators are filming is genius, and they're making it seem really natural and really real. So that's the new way of doing it. And so this is basically paying to play the game of UGC, or in other words, it's also called CGC now, which is creator generated content. So these aren't necessarily real life customers, but these are people that are somehow aligned or with your brand. So let's say you're selling some sort of sports product, so you're not going to look for an influencer that has no experience or does not like sport. You're going to look for someone that has a sporty vibe, that has those sports clothes, that has that home gym, and that can then authentically portray your products in a real life sort of environment. And that is a great way to really get pretty authentic content for your brand. And it does sound like fake, because it's like, oh, you're paying an actor to do this for you, but that's just the way of the world. What can I do about it? So how do we find these creators? So option one is you can manually search on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. There you have to reach out to them, and it's a bit like, it's very time consuming. Option two is to post a job on places like Upwork or Fiverr or other freelancing websites where there are people who are, they have gigs where they will make you videos. You send them your product, they'll make you a video, and then you're free to kind of do whatever you want with it. Option three is using technology to really scale your efforts and get the best results. And I'm actually going to make another video about this in future, because I didn't want to make this video about like the different services and software you can use right now, because I wanted to really make a really good comparison between them and show you which ones are the best. But we're just going to continue now talking in more general terms about the strategies that you can use. So anyways, there are some examples of brands who are doing a really good job. Like, for instance, there's a brand called Hers, where they show you sort of a skincare transformation. So that's another way. It's like more of static UGC. It's not a video, but they show a picture of somebody's skin before the treatment and then like after the treatment. We've also got brands like that are doing this on Amazon, where they get pictures from their fans. So for instance, I found this dog brand that was showing really, really cute pictures of dogs, all different dogs from their customers wearing their like doggy coat for the winter, which was adorable. There's another brand called Snow, where they are a teeth whitening company, and they are extremely good at getting user-generated photos, just hundreds of, maybe thousands of all different people of different ethnicities and skin colors and ages and just everything, using this teeth whitening device, which is very strange. Some kind of like blue light that goes in your mouth, but I haven't tried it. It looks like it could work based on the thousands of authentic, or maybe not authentic, but people that have sent in their pictures. Okay, so that's basically the overall, concept of what user-generated content or CGC content is. But so then what is influencer marketing, and what's the difference? So the difference really between influencer marketing and user-generated content is that when you're getting a creator to make videos for you, they don't have a following. They are just people who are really good at making videos and editing, maybe, and writing scripts. Maybe they're not good at writing scripts and you might have to provide that for them. But in general, they are not people that have big followers. But influencers, on the other hand, give you an extra boost in terms of like brand awareness, because they already have a following of people who will then, hopefully, the goal is purchase your products after they see this so-called influencer talking about your brand or your products. So but the problem with influencer marketing, and when it doesn't work, is that it can be time sucking. I've seen people waste a lot of time trying to work with influencers, trying to find those right influencers. It can have a very high cost. You may find yourself in a sticky situation where you found this amazing influencer. It looks like they have thousands of followers, and then you end up paying them thousands of dollars because you think that they're going to generate like a ton of buzz, social media, buzz about your brand or your products, and then you don't see the ROI. Another problem is that there is a lot of fraud that goes on with influencer marketing, where it may look like somebody has millions of followers, but they actually only have a few real followers, and all the rest are just bot or bots or whatever it might be. Another big problem, sorry to be such a downer today, but another big problem with influencer marketing is when working with influencers, you might end up with fuzzy data. You don't know what's actually working, what's not working. You might not have tracking links properly installed. It's hard to know whether these influencers are actually, giving you the ROI that they've promised. So and then messed up tracking. Let's say you do get a bunch of influencers successfully promoting your products. Like, how do you know which ones are performing well? So those are some of the problems. And then there are agencies also that scam people brand owners out of thousands of dollars, promising them the world and not giving them the results. So those are all the bad things that can happen if you don't do influencer marketing properly. But when influencer marketing does work properly, you can increase your brand awareness, because if you find a good influencer who has like a really loyal following, it's definitely going to increase awareness of your products and your brand. It might even increase your following. They might see this influencer posting and then they'll be like, oh, I love this brand, I'm going to go follow them now on Instagram or TikTok or wherever it is. Influencers are a great way to educate your audience. Let's say you have a product that's slightly more complicated or complex and it really needs more explanatory type of videos, whether that's hair care or technology stuff or who knows what. But those influencers can do a great job of really educating your audience on the benefits or the usage of your products. If you're lucky enough to work with an influencer that also has their own website and blog and they post the videos there as well, you can perhaps boost your SEO for your website, because then you have the links. It boosts trust. If this influencer is good at what they do and they really align with your brand, people are gonna be a lot more trusting of your products and they will probably be more willing to buy from you with less hesitation. Influencers may even be able to generate the cycle of UGC for your company, because they may encourage or incentivize their followers to then start using your products and posting like a hashtag or photos of themselves, etc. So those are the differences between UGC, or shall I say CGC, and influencer marketing. You should really decide which one is best for your brand. But before we do that, like, you might want to know how you get influencers working for your brand. So some of the really important things to do is, if you want to work with influencers or even creators, like, you need to identify relevant ones. Obviously, like I said, like if you're selling sports products, so choose someone that looks sporty. Develop a strong pitch. Like, why would they want to work with you? Build relationships. Don't just be like, oh, here's my product, send it to them, and then like be done. Like, follow up with them, talk to them about your brand purpose, your vision, like that. Give them a reason to really believe in your brand, because a lot of influencers and creators are really good at what they do, and they actually do get a lot of brands contacting them, and they're like, well, why should I promote your candle brand when you're just the same as everybody else? So have a really strong brand message that really makes influencers or creators want to work with you. Respect their creative input. Like, make sure you give them clear outlines of what you expect from their videos in advance. Like, don't just expect them to just make magic when you haven't given them any direction or any guidance whatsoever. So really be respectful of those things. Follow up and show gratitude. If they post a really good video, like, say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You've done a great job. Hello, humans. People like feedback, and they like to get positive encouragement for what they've done. So those are just some of the things that you can do to really work with the right type of influencers. And in my next video, I am going to talk about some of the great software and services that I have discovered that can help you do this without wasting money, without wasting time, and with the ability to really track which influencers and which creators and which sort of campaigns are working best for your brand. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you'll be here for my next video. That's it. Bye for now.